Hi, it's Leah. I'm here with our reading for the week. I'm in my new Work Soft Play Soft hoodie that I got as a sample. So this is available in the store and it's really cozy and warm and the hood is good. So if you're interested in this hoodie, you should get it. I don't want this particular hoodie, like the one that's on my body, because it's too big and I don't need another hoodie. So I might do a giveaway for this one. But I threw it on because it got really chilly all of a sudden. And I also thought, hey, cross promotion. Anywhoosies, I am going to do our reading for the week ahead. This is for tomorrow, Friday, the 29th through the next Thursday. Like I said in the last one, it's not worth it for me to try to figure out days of the week when I'm doing these readings because I don't remember. So we'll start with the outer circle of how we're going to care for our communities and our the way that we're going to handle politics and interaction with news. So this is like how we best care for ourselves in the context of the broader world and how to best care for the broader world, right? That's getting involved in your community, doing volunteer work, some type of advocacy, what is happening in that outer circle. It could be social, but mostly this is for care. So like, what are we doing to care for those in our most outer circle? The next one is inner circle for your family. And that could include physical things like your home. And I suppose thinking about that outer circle, it could be something like volunteering. There's a community garden cleanup here or set up here. So that could be like that circle, right? Like volunteering to do some care physically somewhere else. And then internal, the closest one is for ourselves and self-care. And the idea is that I do this once a week so that we can best use the energies coming up this week to serve their best purpose. Whether the energies are lovely and easy to deal with or they're really heavy and harder to deal with, all of that is in the deck and allows us to like just pick a little bit of focus. And I find it really helpful. And I also love looking back at what I said before. And last week, for our outer circle, I had this sort of truth, and it was like bring forth something out into the world. And I finally sat down to share my Epstein ritual, the removal ritual that I created a few months ago. I finally shared that on Instagram directly. I had that sword of truth. I was ready to bring it out for a long time, and it wasn't until this week that it just came out of me. So that is the type of thing where if you look back, you can maybe see a little bit of where it went. So maybe I should follow up a little bit because I don't tend to. I kind of just like put these out there and then I forget about them until I'm filming them again. It's the ADHD. That's why. But if I'm intentionally looking back, I think I could probably pull some cool stuff together. Okay, so outside, Fortuna. A little, a little light on our feet, a little coy, a little non-committal, definitely seeking joy, sort of healing for our family and home. And for ourselves, who do we get? We get, oh, okay. I got two because this kind of came out. So we'll do two. We'll do both. I kind of like this. I see where that is. Okay. Oh, and then this guy's cool too. We'll save him for later. Okay. Here is our card deck, our reading for the week. For our outer circle, we have Fortuna. Fortuna is a lady. We had a lady 2 weeks ago with the Tendra and our family. Fortuna is the lady of clubs. So she is kind of like airy and delicate, and she kind of like flits around. But the clubs are all very intellectual, right? It's part of the knowledge. So in this place, I almost see like um like when you I'm a woman and I'm pretty and I'm very smart. So when I was younger, I would sometimes put on like a affect and then like come in with the intellectual rigor that no one was expecting. And I feel like that's a little bit what this is like, don't let people see what you've got going on under the hood necessarily. You can distract people around you. Don't be fooled by people around you acting like they don't know what's going on. Um, and also, this is a little bit of just play. Like, literally, just go outside this weekend. If it's not pouring, it's going to be raining here, maybe, but go play, have some fun, enjoy the spring. She's having a nice time. And it's been heavy and hard, and maybe we just need to have a nice time. At the same time, you can have a nice time and bring some intellectual rigor with you. And I think what I mean by that, I don't know that that's clear, is that you can have a picnic, and at the picnic, it's like a light, silly picnic, and then you can be making deep, true connections, right? Like, don't discount the light moments as being not important because they're just as important. If you're always living your life like that, it can be very ungrounding and then you might not get far. But in this instance, it's like as part of the work you've already been doing, the things you've laid. The last week, you were coming forth with the sword of truth. The week before that, it was the throne of spiders. So, in that context, this is like a little lighter, you know. Sword of truth is over, but you know what I'm saying. It was a little lighter. It was the west wind, east, south wind. So, also a little airy. Healing for the family. This is a very literal card. It can actually refer to surgery. Um, and it's water, it's our hearts, it's emotional. So with this spread, I'm seeing like just making time to honor the tender parts that are healing. I feel like I'm coming out of something where I'm like shaking my head and I'm like, what happened? It's June. Um, what? Like, where did the last 6 months go? What was that last 6 months? And this is a little bit of that. Like, take stock with your family. Have everyone be like, you're all right. Last 6 months was kind of intense. Go through it. Make sure you remember the last 6 months. I feel like a lot of things happened and it was so intense on the governmental side that I have to like look back and think about my own life and like what actually occurred. And you have the skills in your family right now. Everybody is equipped with the same energy to like make some healing, put some things to bed, right? Like, let's put some things to rest and remove some of the baggage that maybe we're carrying from that. And that's going to free us up to feel a little bit lighter to go dance around. And then the first card I pulled here for ourselves was Marduk the Heartless. And he's kind of a scary looking fellow. He reminds me of these. I was a medieval history focus in college, and there were these like strong kings, and they were brutal, and they would go like, subjugate the land and like take over and install all of these um in the feudal system they install all their own knights and then like turn over the castles and lay siege, and they were very brutal, and that's kind of who he is. So he reminds me of one of those guys. um they often had a wife who did a lot of charity work, so it was like they had the brutal king and then they had like the kind wife, and there are cards in here that are like the kind wife. But what I'm seeing here, and in this, like, how are we supposed to take care of ourselves, and then you get this brutal guy, we've got to pull the positive, right? We've got to pull the positive. You could always say, don't be brutal, watch yourself. That's possible. but I paired it. This came out with the House of Good Fortune. And so what I'm seeing is this is just being really clear about your boundaries and protecting what you want to see, your own ideals, your own home. So protecting your community, yourself. This is for self-care. So protecting your home energy, your self energy. And then combined with this card in the same position, watch your bedtime routine. Do you need to guard your bedtime routine? Do you need to be ruthless about what you're doing in the evening and cut away anything that doesn't fit your ideals? He doesn't need to be ruthless against another person. It doesn't have to be a cruel thing. It can be ruthless against the stuff in your way. So I think bring these two together to create this like nice harmonious experience for yourself in yourself by being really honest and brutal about what you don't want to be doing with your time. I actually started seriously turning off my phone. I have the brick thing, and making my phone essentially not work for 14 hours a day, including sleeping time, but like turning it off from 5 o'clock in the evening and just having it unusable. Um, except of being like, I want to go check my phone and then going standing next to the brick by the fridge and not walking away until I'm done and then walking away from it. So I'm going to be expanding that in the coming week because I want this feeling. I want to feel abundant and contained and not reaching for something that's not inside of me and not with me. So that is very much heartless, right? I'm shutting off the phone. Now, is that heartless truly? No. But to me, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to, if somebody messages me, I'm not going to know till later. Keeping my phone on so someone could call me in case of emergency, but I'm not able to use my email. I'm not able to use my, Instagram Messenger. It's all off. That's creating that space that I want. And this being the bottom of the deck, my friend Heather, amazing, of Healing Through Tarot. She's got a podcast. She's incredible. She's got a Substack. She's amazing. Anyway, she always pulls that bottom of the deck energy and says, like, this is an influence on the whole reading. And I noticed this, which I don't normally see the bottom of the deck. So I thought, hey, clearly that this guy wants to play. This is called The Castle. And it's just a lovely house. Everything is in good repair. You can imagine that there's a family in there. It is a lovely, stable, warm, kind card. And the energy this is bringing to the whole reading is this is in our grasp. This is possible we can feel like this in our own homes, and we can feel like this in our neighborhoods. And we can feel like this in our country again. But we need to do the work. We need to cut the rot away. We need to give ourselves the time to grieve. We need to do the hard work and shut down the things that don't work. And we need to remember that we can have fun and we can be joyful. And all of this together is the week. That's that simple, I guess, guys. None of this is simple. But that is what is coming through. So hopefully this is helpful. And I will be available, but not when I have my phone off, but other times. And if you would like to schedule a one-card reading, that's on my website and under Work With Me, and I do a one-card intuitive pull. I have availability for 4 of those a day, and then I just email you my summary. So if you would like to do that, that's going to be in the description, and I hope that you have a good week. I hope that your Memorial weekend was restful and it felt correct for you. Have a great day.